Are you blind too or just stupid? He can't hear you. The receptionist's cruel voice cut through the lobby, sharp as a knife. The deaf visitor froze, his face twisting with shame. People stared. Some laughed. Others looked away. Silence swallowed him whole until a young black intern, trembling but unshaken, raised her hands and signed welcome. What she didn't know was that the CEO was standing behind the glass wall, watching everything. Her name wasn't on the doors. It wasn't on any office plaque. She was the intern, a nobody, invisible in a skyscraper filled with power. Every morning, she carried coffee trays, sorted mail, and typed meeting notes no one read. Executives brushed past without even glancing. Some didn't bother to remember her name, but she carried her grandmother's words with her like armor. Respect is free. Child. Even when the world forgets you, don't forget to give it. The lobby's glass doors swung open, and in walked a man in a tailored suit. He carried himself with dignity, but his eyes darted nervously as he approached the desk. "Good morning, sir," the receptionist chirped. But when he didn't respond, her smile faltered. She repeated herself louder, sharper. Still nothing. Then he tapped his chest, pointed to his ear, and shook his head. "He's deaf," a security guard muttered. A hush spread across the lobby. The receptionist's voice turned cold. "Well, how am I supposed to check you in if you can't even answer me?" The man's shoulders sagged. His dignity cracked in front of dozens of watching eyes. The intern's breath caught. Images from her childhood flooded back. Her younger brother, deaf since birth, struggling in school. Teachers giving up. Kids mocking him. The night she sat with him, both of them giggling as they practiced sign language until their hands ached. She hadn't used it in years. Not here, not in this world of glass towers and ruthless ambition, but now, in this moment, it called to her. Her body froze. She could hear whispers from the employees nearby. "Don't get involved. She embarrassed herself. She's just an intern." Her palms were sweaty. Her chest rose and fell with quick, shallow breaths. A voice inside her whispered, "Stay small. Stay invisible." And yet another voice thundered louder. "He deserves to be seen." Her legs carried her forward before fear could chain her. She stopped in front of him. The lobby stilled. Her hands trembled as she lifted them, fingers shaping familiar movements. "Good morning. Welcome. Can I help you?" The man's eyes widened. His lips curved into a smile, soft, grateful, almost disbelieving. His hands moved in return, swift and fluent. Around them, jaws dropped. A whisper sliced through the silence. "She knows sign language?" The receptionist's face burned red with embarrassment. The crowd's murmurs grew louder, a mix of shock and awe. Some muttered with irritation. "Show dash off." Others whispered with respect. She just gave him his voice back, but the man didn't care. In those few signed words, his shame melted away. His dignity was restored, and for the first time since stepping into the tower, the intern stood tall, not as a shadow, but as someone who mattered. What no one noticed was the tall figure standing behind the glass wall of the mezzanine. The CEO himself, frozen in place, files in his hand, eyes locked on the scene below. He had built an empire on speed and profit. Deals worth billions. Boardrooms where silence was power. But here, in his own lobby, silence had humiliated the guests until one intern shattered it with her hands. For the first time in years, his chest tightened with something unfamiliar. Pride. Moments later, the receptionist approached nervously. "The CEO wants to see you." The intern's stomach dropped. Whispers followed her to the elevator. "She's in trouble. She embarrassed management. She won't last a week." Ride up felt endless, her heart hammering with every floor. The CEO stood before the panoramic window, the city glittering behind him. He didn't turn when she entered. "You signed to him." He said flatly, "Yes, sir." She whispered. Her voice shook. He needed help. Finally, he turned. His eyes, sharp as steel, softened with something unexpected. "Do you know who that man is?" She shook her head. "One of our biggest clients." Geff since childhood. Every time he steps into a corporate lobby, he is met with confusion, with dismissal, with humiliation. But today, because of you, he was met with respect. The CEO stepped closer. Do you know what you did, intern? You didn't just greet a client. You gave this company its humanity back. Her breath trembled. He smiled faintly. From today, you're not just an intern. You'll work in client relations, and you'll teach this office what respect looks like. Her eyes filled with tears. But she didn't cry. She stood tall, remembering her grandmother's words, and as she left the CEO's office, she carried with her a truth she would never forget. The smallest acts of kindness can echo louder than the mightiest towers of power.